Di mana belajar bahasa Indonesia?
Sama warga lokal ya, di perjalanan.
Saat keliling, masuk kampung. Jadi kalau ke daerah orang nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, harus belajar, harus pakai.
Kereta artinya motor, pajak artinya pasar, minyak artinya bensin. Gitu. So it's like all these crazy things. Wow. So we're always learning in different places. So I guess that could be a challenge. And we really care about Indonesia, and we really adapted to the culture, and we don't just do it for our videos.
Very refreshing coconut with my bros over here. Welcome to Sahabat Bicara.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
I know, aku tahu nih semua orang yang udah ngeliat wajahnya tahu sih siapa. But maybe you can say hi, hello, I'm who.
What's up, guys? I'm Cheyne. This is Rob, and we're the Lost Boys.
Bagus banget.
Bagus banget. You know what? The last time I do a content with Christian, and there's a lot of comments say that, please, Kak, please, the Lost Boys, please, the Lost Boys. Okay, it's like last year. But now, thank God, you guys are here.
We made it.
You've made it. And I just knew that this boy right here is my neighborhood at Menteng Atas. At
Lontar Lima. Lontar Lima, bro.
You are more local than I do, I think.
Oh, yeah.
How is it to stay in Menteng Atas? It's a real face of Jakarta.
Yes, it's the real roots. And like we said, we were talking about before, you know, sometimes I tell other people from Jakarta, oh, I stay in Menteng Atas, and they say, oh, Menteng. I'm like, no, Menteng Atas. Make sure it's clear. It's a bit different. But yeah, it's cool. It's like the real roots of Jakarta. It's got like an old school vibe. There's all the gerobak, all the different sounds, you know, with sate's coming or satay or putu or sepatu, sayur. So yeah, I love staying there and like in the more original area. It's my preference. So I'm happy to be there.
Yeah. But what are you guys before all of this stuck in our country? What do you guys do?
Yeah, so back home, I finished school a little bit, and then I just started working. I was doing different jobs as just helping people move in houses, things like that, working on a crew. And then my last job before I moved out here, I was working with a friend and just doing, they call it like a bread truck.
Okay.
So you just wake up in the morning, my buddy owned the business, and I just would help him out, and we just buy tons of breads and cakes, and we get up like 4 in the morning and go deliver it and do things like that. So I was kind of at this point of, oh, I could start my own business and the money was gonna be really good. I could get in and out in like 15 years, this and that. And I was gonna do it, and it was gonna be really seamless, and everything was set up. And I just got to thinking, and like my mind was turning a little bit. It's like, is that what I wanna do? Like, well, what does 15 years down the line look like, you know? And then I decided, get out of the country. I need to go travel and see some things first and figure out if this is what I want to do, or go try to find a passion somewhere else. So I had a couple of different places in mind. I was thinking about going to Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Mexico, things like that. And then a friend actually brought up Bali to me. Have you heard of Bali? I had never heard of even Bali at the time. I didn't know, let alone Indonesia. I mean, you've heard of Indonesia, but I know nothing about it. I couldn't point it to you on a map. So
most Americans can't.
Yeah. They just heard Bali. Okay, Bali is Indonesia, or Indonesia was in Bali. Like, oh, okay. But you guys never knew each other before.
No, we're from very far away from each other.
From military, right? Before.
Yeah. I was in the military, but I'm from New York and he's from North Carolina, which is 15 hours by car. Yeah. So, or you could take a flight, but it's very far. Yeah.
Granted, we're still East Coast boys.
Yeah.
So different than the guys on the West Coast.
Yeah. But now, after you are here, what is the most that you can remember? The most shocking things, the most culture shock that you've been experienced. Start from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think like obviously we've experienced different culture shock as we've been here a long time, but like the first thing that I noticed was just how friendly people are. I mean, it wasn't exactly a shock, but I had already traveled around Southeast Asia, but still like once I had gotten here, people were very, very open and very friendly. So in terms of like first arriving in Indonesia, and the first thing that I experienced that kind of took me by surprise was, oh, these people here are insanely friendly, friendlier than anywhere else I've been. So, but as we've traveled over the last 4 years to different regions, there's definitely been different things that have shocked us. And as we know, like depending on where you are in Indonesia, there is a different feel, right? There's a different vibe. So. Yeah. But as for like the first thing that shocked me, that was like the first thing that I noticed, like, wow, Like people are so open here. So as compared to other places that I've been.
Yeah. So open, like they can literally ask you, what is your religion?
Yeah.
What is
of course,
your,
yeah, of
you know?
course, yeah.
First questions, religion?
Religion?
Are you married?
Yeah.
Your salary?
Yes.
You know, all these
Yeah,
things that in the Western world are very intrusive,
I know.
you know? And I think a lot of people that come here that aren't acclimated, the type of people, they can kind of be taken aback or perceive it as potentially rude.
Yeah, true. Because when you Google something in Indonesia, the first thing, you put one celebrity name, Indonesia celebrity. Let's say Cheryl. Cheryl agama apa?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the top questions.
I wonder if you Google us, if it'll say that.
It might.
And you, what is the most shocking things?
Initially when I got here, I mean, to play off what he was saying, people are very nice. And sometimes you think that people are overly friendly and there's an ulterior motive. So there's definitely that. But when I first got here, the things that shocked me the most were like when we would go into kampungs for the first time, something like that. I'd never taken a bucket shower before.
Yeah.
Sometimes the squat toilets, you look around, because I had the sprayer gun for a while.
Yeah.
And then I just have the bucket and there's no, I'm like, what do I do? Like, I have to like wipe with my left hand, you know? And just,
The gayung.
yeah, the gayung. So that definitely shocked me at first as well. Also, because the first place I was Ubud, and then I moved to Canggu for the first time.
Wow.
And my first few nights of sleep, like 4 in the morning, I get woken up by the mosque.
Yes, yeah.
So I had to get used to that. So that like shocked me in a way. You know, now we can sleep right through it. But I think when you first land here and you hear that at 4 in the morning, you're like, what's going on? You're not used to it at all.
But no, you feel like comfort with all the sound and the mosque.
Yeah, you can just sleep right through it.
Yeah.
All the chaos and the cars and the dogs.
Yeah, of course. But you know, any obstacles that you guys been through in your journey? What is the hardest time after these years?
For me, I think we just did this trip in Sumatra, and we were there for 8 months. And the biggest thing for me was that we were always 90% of the time in areas that people don't go, like foreigners never go.
Yeah.
So as a bule, like as a foreigner, especially in Sumatra, you get a lot of attention. So there's not like, even if like I just want to go to the warung and eat baso, or I just want to go to Indomaret and get a snack, always people approach you. So you don't often get like, and I prefer to have a little bit of quiet time sometimes. So it's hard that when the spotlight's kind of always on you, especially when you're in rural places. So that was like a big challenge for me, is that there wasn't often peace and quiet unless you're in your kamar, in your guest house. So it's a lot to take in.
Definitely. Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants a photo. And we're really good about it. At least I feel like we're really good about it. 95% of the time, there's no issues. But I remember one night, we were so tired, so hungry after a long drive, and we were driving around looking for places. And we show up, oh, it's closed. And then the entire parking lot starts congregating. Oh, come, hey, talk to me. I'm sorry, like, we just want to eat and rest and relax. And it's also in Bukit Tinggi. Like when we went to Bukit Tinggi, there's lots of events happening and all these things. And we got there and we wanted to enjoy it. And then all of a sudden, we become the main attraction, you know?
At the August, the Independence Day? No,
this wasn't during Independence Day. This was a little bit before after?
Around that time,
Yeah, it was around that time, but there was a lot of groups and everything there. But I was saying to Rob, you know, like this is a really nice area. People can come and kind of hang out for the day, have a picnic per se. But we could never do that, right? We could never go to like Jam Gadang and just hang out, you know, and just have a nice chill day. If we came, it would just be this mass of people.
You're like an instant celebrity.
But if just for any foreigner, right? If any foreigner went to Jam Gadang.
Yeah, but it crossed your mind that as a foreigner and you have no YouTube and a lot of subscriber, you are able to gain a lot of subscriber in a short time. You have that, you know, privilege.
Yes,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely have the privilege of it. We've talked to many Indonesians that do really cool stuff and they have really nice content, but it's just so much harder for them to get their channels off the ground. And we always tell them, you know, we are privileged and we're very lucky.
True.
Because Indonesians are very interested in foreigners and foreigners' perception of the country.
We really love that if foreigners talk about our country, our culture, our food.
No, it's true.
And we feel like we do a good job about it, but we definitely see a lot of the foreigners that come in and just do the most basic, rudimentary stuff and just you know, red and white, we love Indonesia. Like, oh, try and Jayco, and it's just so, you know.
And the thing is that that's how we used to be. Like, I watch your old content, and I mean, it's hard when you come as a foreigner in Indonesia. You put the videos on YouTube and you get all this attention. It's easy to fall into that.
True.
But like the direction that we've been moving into is we're trying to be more honest. So we're trying to be like, this is what we really like, and this is what we don't like, and I think some people appreciate honesty.
Yes.
So that's it. But yeah, it's easier to grow your channel faster in Indonesia as a foreigner.
Yeah.
100%. Would not deny that. Yeah.
What makes the Lost Boys different than other content creator, a foreigner, a bule that lives here?
I think we dig in deeper into things. Obviously, there is some people and there's some creators that we know that are amazing as well.
Yeah.
But from the vast majority, I think we just dig in a little bit deeper and we get our hands dirty. And we're comfortable and we're friendly with all walks of life. You know, it doesn't matter if you put us in the kampung with whoever or in a high rise, we can adapt and get along with people, and we enjoy it. We enjoy interacting and experiencing all walks of life here.
And the other thing is, like, we really care about Indonesia, and we really adapted to the culture, and we don't just do it for our videos. So I feel like a lot of content creators come here, and we talk about this often, and they go to the kampung, or they go to the pasar to make their video, or they go to warung to make their video. But this is how we spend our life. Like, you know what Menteng Atas is like.
Yes.
Like, we actually enjoy spending time in Menteng Atas. We speak with locals. We made an effort to learn Indonesian. Like, whether or not we were making content, like, this would be our lifestyle. So I think that's what makes us different, and we're confident in our choice to live like that while we're here. And it makes us, honestly, even if we weren't making content, like, I think we'd both be happy adapting to the Indonesian lifestyle in all different aspects. So.
I think a lot of even just visitors, not just content creators, they come to Indonesia, but they don't really experience Indonesia. You know, they're within the comforts of their resort, or their restaurants and cafes. But there's so much out there for people to see.
So just like a, you know, sincere content from you. I mean, you live like this. So you just try to be honest. Okay. But speaking, you want to say something?
Well, it's definitely balanced. Like, we definitely do some of the bule things, but like in Bali, we live, you know, we don't necessarily live the most Indonesian lifestyle. But on the road in Sumatra, I mean, like when we were in Sumatra for 8 months, like we were in Sumatra for 8 months. You know, we weren't, we were in the down and dirty bits of it. So that's what I, but we are a bit balanced depending on the situation.
To an extent. I mean, in Bali, like, I go to the morning pasar. That's where I do all my shopping. I live in a kosan. I eat on the floor with my hands.
Kosan boys.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend, we're sitting on the floor eating with our hands. So there's still some Indonesian aspects.
You are now very experienced with eat with your hands. But good. What is the, you know, are you okay with your stomach with this spicy foods in Indonesia? No problem with that?
Spicy foods? I have somewhat of an issue with it. I love the flavor, but man, my tongue, my mouth, and my stomach, and then on the back end, like,
what is the most spicy food that I ever tried?
It's the most spicy food I ever tried? Richie's level 5.
Have you had it?
It's hurt your it's hurt your throat too.
Yeah, but it's not like real spice. It's not natural spicy.
I know.
It's a chemical. It's like some guy made it. Some evil scientist made it in a lab just to hurt people.
Yeah, it's better sambal.
Sambal's way better.
Sambal way better.
He eats chili straight up. Rawit, cabai setan.
Rawit? You eat rawit?
I like rawit.
Sambal setan?
Oh, cabai setan.
Cabai setan yang mana?
That was salah satu kali aja. That was not a smart idea.
What is cabai setan?
Like a ghost pepper? Like yang besar? It's spicier than a rawit.
It's like 10 to 20 times spicier than a rawit.
It's very spicy,
Never tried that.
No?
Never tried.
Maybe they've added it in some of your sambals. I don't know. Or manado. I don't wonder if manado needs
to be. It's rica-rica.
Rica-rica. I'm sure sometimes they cabai setan.
You don't have issue with that?
I mean, of course I have my days. Like, I don't do bad consuming it, but maybe sometimes I have an upset stomach. But once you're like here for this long, I think your stomach gets used to it, right?
So good, Still, pempek as a favorite?
One of, for sure.
It's so difficult. Like, as we're traveling, like, this might enter our top X, you know? But it's impossible. You'd have to make us do like a top 10, top 20. We couldn't limit it down. It's so hard. Because
here in Indonesia, every time you travel in such a different places, they have their own, delicious food. For sure. So this is not the end. So what's your planning next to, you've been traveled to Sumatra and then, Lombok.
Lombok.
Java, Bali,
Java,
Lombok,
Bali.
Sumbawa.
But you never travel to my
Ambon.
No.
Or
Ambon, Manado,
yeah,
Papua.
Papua.
Yeah, I would love to go there. Just heard amazing things.
Yeah.
And East Indonesia, even people out here rave about it. So the farthest we've gone is Ende in Flores.
Oh,
It's like halfway through the island, but there's still so much out there.
true. Do you know that we just had our election day?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's like everybody are so excited about it. So here in our, this is a funny question, but I just want to know that here in Indonesia, we do election with nail. We have to, this is the paper, right? You have to just,
Oh, you
Alcohol.
Really?
Really.
I thought they did it with the tinta.
No,
That's
this
what
the tinta is after.
It's after.
It's
Oh, that's
after.
like your symbol of I
Yes,
voted.
it's a sign that you already chose. You already gave a vote. So after you have this, there are a lot of restaurants give a discount.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So here, nails, years after years after years never change. It just, curious. In US, they do what they do in election.
Not like that. Yeah.
Not like that.
It depends. It's like I've seen it digital with a screen,
Oh,
but I've
digital.
seen it with pen and paper or pencil and paper. But I've never. Yeah, the nail. I was talking to my people at the croissant the other day, and they're like, "There's not that many countries that still do it with the nail." Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
So you just put a hole through
Put a hole.
each box that you
Yeah, like,
like a carpentry nail.
Yes.
A nail you'd put in this.
yep, true.
Really?
And they just, diikat ya.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we just rusak the pepper, kita rusak peppernya, and then they count your food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just now knowing
Yeah,
this.
you just know. So now, if I may ask, are you serious now in your, this? I might say this like a job too for you guys. I mean, you've been serious. I mean, what's in your plan in the future? You want to make this a serious, or you just, just go with the flow and let's see what happens?
Yeah, well, for now it's our full-time thing, and we're trying to make something of it. So, and we're trying to build a brand around the Lost Boys. So, for now we're just doing a lot of content, but maybe in the future we could do travel guides or do organized trips. open
Really?
Trips. So, yeah.
Wow.
But for now we're kind of like in the content stage, and we're taking it step by step. And as you've known with your YouTube channel, once you get monetized, it becomes a kind of an official thing.
So you make this like your Lost Boys as a brand, so you can make anything of it. You also can, sell a merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some shirts,
do have
some
merchandise.
things. We're trying to
Do you already have a fan meeting or something with your fans?
Like a
with your
meetup.
Subscriber meetup?
Yeah, we just did one last Sunday at GBK. And we didn't know what the turnout was going to be.
And then how is it going to be?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was awesome. There must have been, I'd say around 30 people there,
Yeah.
which is fantastic. I mean, that's 30 people. And there's tons of people that messaged us. And
Yeah.
I wish I could be there. For 30 people to actually take the time and to go there, that was awesome. And everyone was so nice. It was so cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It feels amazing. They have a people that really, look for your content and then wait for everything you made, right?
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, those are the best comments we get. It's like, oh, Friday night, get my coffee and watch some Lost Boys. I do this every week.
I know, right?
It's so cool. Or you hear like some of the comments we get is, I've been having a really rough time. Like this is the highlight of my day or highlight of my week. And if that's true or not, it means so much to us.
I think that's true.
I think so. I hope so. But things like that are just so lovely to hear.
Yeah.
We call it netizen. Netizen is the thing.
Yeah.
Indonesian netizen are sometimes they can be so rude,
For sure, yeah.
but they're a lovable netizen if you are making a positive content, positive program, and they really, will love you a lot. Like in my content, they just type, please invite Lost Boys, please, and a lot of content too. They're asking for you. A lot of content from any other content creator. So, I mean, be good with them.
Yeah, we're lucky. We've had like 99% positive comments. We can probably count on our fingers how many times we've had a negative or like a hate comment. People are very kind to us, so we're very lucky.
If you can say 3 things of Indonesia, 3 words, what it gonna be?
3 words.
3 words.
3 words.
3 words.
Culture, nature, and people. For me, these are the best things.
You cannot be the same.
Can it be two words?
Yeah,
Luar biasa.
Three.
Sangat luar biasa.
Sangat luar biasa. Gitu.
Sangat luar biasa.
Ya.
Tapi aku, let's talk in bahasa a little bit.
Oke, boleh.
Gimana
You told me this was an English podcast.
Di mana belajar bahasa Indonesia?
Sama warga lokal ya di perjalanan.
Ya. Saat keliling, masuk kampung. Jadi kalau ke daerah orang nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, harus belajar, harus pakai.
Oh wow.
Bisa koneksi, bisa ya. Lebih akrab.
Susah apa gampang?
Gampang.
Ya karena ya mungkin bahasa yang lain susah banget ya. Prancis, mungkin bahasa di Eropa, bahasa di Afrika. Bahasa Indonesia gak terlalu susah gitu ya.
Karena we don't have like Prancis kita ada maskulan, feminan kita.
Benar,
ya. Makan, aku makan, kamu makan, dia makan. So easy, right?
Conjugation.
Kita nggak ada past tense, it's so easy. Okay, so.
I think it's much easier. I think it's one of the easiest languages to learn. And we still use the same alphabet, and what you see is what you get. There's not a lot of
See and weird wordplay, and I mean, there's obviously the NYs, the NGs, things like that.
And all the people are helping you actually. You just speak a little bit, and they will help. Like,
sabar banget.
They will help you.
And some people know how to. Obviously, we'll talk to some people from Jakarta, and they speak so fast, and it's so hard to understand them. But some people can speak very slow and use simple words that we know.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a difference depending on who we're speaking to. And
of course.
Jaksel.
Jaksel. But there could be one thing that's complicated for us is like depending where you're learning Bahasa, things can change, and there could be different slang, and there could be different accents. So we're like always on the road, right?
Yeah.
So we're constantly changing different areas. Like we tell the story, but do you know about Medan and how they speak?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know like some things are backwards?
Yes,
So there was a time like we were at a waterfall in North Sumatra, and there's some locals there, and we were speaking with them. We're like, oh, how'd you get here? Like, oh, naik kereta. We were like, naik kereta? Like we're in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah, we thought they were making a joke with us.
And we're confused. And then later on, we were in Berestagi near Medan, and there's a lot of traffic. And Cheyne asked some guy told him like, oh, ada pajak buah. And then he told me, he's like, dude, there's a fruit tax here. Like that's why are they charging money?
What is the
Pajak is pasar.
Pajak is pasar. And we didn't learn this till then we get to Kota Medan and we get to the city and we were like, what's going on? Like, oh, kereta artinya motor, pajak artinya pasar, minyak artinya bensin. Gitu. So it's like all these crazy things. Wow. So we're always learning in different places. So I guess that could be a challenge. And
of course. That's what happened in Indonesia. There's a lot of culture.
And we wonder how we sound too, right? Because you hear some people speak English, depending on where they learn the English, they'll have a British accent, Australian accent, American accent.
He was doing an English course with a guy from Texas.
So
a guy from Texas teaching like Chinese children to speak English. All these kids, we walk around like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? So we always wonder how we sound Indonesians. If we sound like rough, like we're from like kampung or
okay, just talk with me in Indonesian. Okay, please.
Kami dengar seperti apa? Seperti orang kampung atau
tidak?
Orang biasa?
You sound, your Indonesian sounds very casual, not really
Gak terlalu resmi.
So I know that you are really learning from the local. You are really talk with people on the road. Yeah, it feels like a homey language. Kalau resmi kan apa kabar? Apakah Anda baik-baik saja? It feels like too stiff.
Definitely.
Okay.
Tapi kalau pakai aplikasi, belajar seperti itu. Yeah, kalau pakai Duolingo, you won't sound that, and I feel like that natural.
He sounds like robot.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, thank you so much for bring our culture to your YouTube and to love Indonesia in your life. I mean, maybe this is what your subscriber feels like. We are so proud if some foreigner bring the whole experience of Indonesia in your life. So they feel proud because I know that a lot of Indonesian people are proud with their country actually. So when the foreigner make a content, make a video, and they really enjoy our food, it feels like they like food, they like spicy, they like empek-empek, they like nasi goreng. So thank you so much for making all your videos, guys.
Thank you for hosting us. We appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. And to speak English is nice because we can
I'm sorry.
fully express ourselves. Yeah.
I really want to do with bahasa actually.
Maybe next time.
And I hope that you, the Lost Boys, will become more bigger. Not only YouTube, it's become a brand.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Build something outside of this because you can only travel for so long. Who knows? I mean, 5, 10 years or whatever that's going to be.
True. Yeah. You're a business-minded person.
We have to be.
We have to be. Yeah.
True.
If you're a YouTuber, you have to be. You're running a business.
Sure. So next, after Bali, where you guys headed?
We don't know. We're going to stay in Bali for a few months and then decide. But I think we'll do shorter trips this year. Yeah, like the 8 months on the road last year was too complicated. So in the future, you could probably be on the lookout for us doing a couple months, maybe in Kalimantan or a couple months in Sulawesi, but not doing huge long trips, but being a little more balanced. So,
Okay.
Bounce around smaller islands. Hopefully getting outside of Indonesia as well. Southeast Asia, India, Nepal, things like that.
Okay. We're waiting for all of your experience. Dan jangan lupa mampir ke Ambon ya.
Pengen ke Ambon.
Ke Ambon, makan ikan, okay?
I've heard the Ambon guys are
big guys.
One of the tough ones.
And Manado, they love to, food and drink and party.
So that's your mix.
I'm a mix.
Manado,
that's a good mix. That's a good mix.
So yes, I'm all out for the party.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you and have a safe trip. Back to Bali. And akhirnya aku sudah, aku tidak punya hutang lagi karena they already asked for Lost Boys. I gave you Lost Boys. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih Cheryl. Terima kasih semuanya.